Congratulations on the purchase of your XT17T. In this video, I'm going to show you how to operate the electrics and set up and pack down the kitchen. The bulk of the electrics on the XT17T are up here in the forward boot. As you can see, the main electrical panel. The items you need to understand here are the main isolation switch. This isolates the 12 volt to the entire Caravan. You turn it off, there is no power to any of the features in the Caravan. However, it will still charge via the Anderson plug and the solar panels will still do their job and charge the batteries. We have a volt gauge and an amp gauge here. The volts will read the battery state of voltage. It will raise when the Caravan is being charged, then settle back down. The amps will show what amps you are using through the appliances in the Caravan. It will not show you what amps are going back into the batteries during charge. Along here we have a row of rocker switches. They are for the various circuits throughout the Caravan. They're all labelled, easy to read, so you know which ones to isolate should you not want to be running part of the circuit. Above them are push reset breakers. Simple as that. If a circuit goes down, something's not working, this is your first port of call to check that the breaker hasn't tripped. The other items in here are the inverter, also the IDC25 DC to DC controller, and of course the 7-stage charger. Always make sure that your charger is set to AGM batteries, while ever you have the original AGM batteries that came with your trailer in there. The inverter is a 1000 watt inverter. Always check the input voltage of whatever appliance you want to plug into it to make sure it doesn't exceed 1000 watts. And when I say input voltage, the input voltage will always be higher than the output voltage. Say you're running a microwave, a 750 watt microwave may have an input wattage of 2000 or 2500 watts, which means you can't run it off that inverter. Setting up the kitchen is really easy. The gas connection is just here behind the kitchen. First, we'll remove the dust cap, ready to go for later. You'll also need to retrieve the support leg out of the front boot of the Caravan. Now, we just open up our hatch and you'll find that there is 2 locking mechanisms to hold this kitchen in place. One is a lock on the slide, the other is a pad bolt. To undo the pad bolt, simply lift it up, then turn it 90 degrees towards you, lift it again, then turn it back. The pin through the pad bolt will now sit on these 2 dowels, hold that up out of the way. To pull the kitchen out, grab it by the handle here, which is built into the body of the kitchen, press down the blue tab and slide it out. Pull it all the way out, then grab your support leg. Underneath the kitchen is a recess, a hole for the support leg to go into. So what we do, find that, undo the knob, give the kitchen a little lift so that the weight is actually on the leg, and that's done. Now what we want to do is get the hoses out ready to go. Underneath the sink in the kitchen are 2 relief holes for passing the hoses out. One hose is the drain hose for the sink, and what you do is run that into a jerry can or a bucket to collect that water, and your gas bayonet fitting. The bayonet fitting is easy to do. We line up the notches, press it in and turn it to the right. It's now locked in. It's important that you do this before you turn your gas bottles on. Once you turn the gas on, it creates a pressure behind the bayonet fitting and makes it more difficult to plug in. So just remember that before you plug it in, make sure the gas is off. Now the last step of setup is to set up our servery area. These have got these supports underneath it. The one at the end has a little metal dowel and there is a hole in the back of the kitchen here to line it up with. Fold it over, line that up, it's all set up. Now remember, if you're going to use the awning as well as the kitchen, do the kitchen first, because if you're supporting the awning leg back to the side of the Caravan, it needs to come across this serving tray. You won't be able to open this with that leg in position. Alternately, just put the awning leg down and peg it in the ground if you can. That's your kitchen set up. Now we need to pack up our kitchen. First thing we do is get our tap down out of the way. That just folds down. Close the glass lid. Now we can pack up our serving area. Fold it over and lay down the support legs like that. And remember to reconnect the little rubber bungee. Now we can just remove our support leg and disconnect our gas. Make sure disconnecting the gas is easy. I suggest you turn off your gas bottles, then let the excess pressure release through the kitchen. So turn on the burners, don't need to ignite them, just let the gas pressure escape. Then you can come and undo the bayonet. Simply push it in, turn it to the left and bring it out. Then return your dust cover back into place. That'll keep the fitting nice and clean. Now, just put the hoses back up through the holes we pushed them through and we're ready to close the kitchen up. Before we slide the kitchen back in, make sure this pad bolt is still up out of the way, otherwise it will strike the side of the Caravan while you're pushing the kitchen away. Push down the blue tab, slide it in, then give it a bit of a nudge and just make sure that slide's locked in. Now, turn the pad bolt 90 degrees, lock it in, then turn it back out of the way. We can close up our cabinet. All done, packed away, ready to travel. There you go folks, easy as that. For more information, head across to marketdirect.com.au and check out our YouTube channel.